Good evening and welcome to this special broadcast talking about under-earning. Something I thought I'd share with you this evening because it's something I'm working on as part of my current 12-week challenge. Something I recognised quite a while back that I've been struggling with myself. And what happened recently is when I was starting the 12-week challenge, a few members were asking me about my reading list, about what I was actually going to study, and I've got 6 books here that I'm going to share with you. I've also put a link to an Amazon wish list that you can have a look at. So the topic for this broadcast is all about under-earning. I've got a lovely definition here, which I will bring up right now. As soon as I get that on screen and get me out the way. Present, here we go. Right, definition of an under-earner. Let me get that off the top there. Okay, this is from Stanley, and she's one of the people that I came across originally when I was talking about under-earning. And it's a very interesting definition because it's someone who makes less than what he or she needs or desires despite efforts to do the otherwise. Under-earning is not the same as voluntary simplicity, which is a conscious choice to live on less in order to create a simpler, saner life. I've actually got a video to share. Let me load up the video because I think you really get a lot from this video. Here we go.
And a few years ago, I went back and interviewed everyone who had been through that class and wanted to know what exactly it took to go to that next level in your life. And my latest book is Overcoming Under-Earning. And I want to tell you how I did it, and I want to tell you how these women did it. But first, we have to look at something. First, we have to look at what is an under-earner. An under-earner is anyone who makes less than she needs or desires despite her efforts to do otherwise. You can make 6 figures and still be an under-earner. You can make far less and not be. My daughter is a nursery school teacher. She does not make a lot of money, but she's doing what she loves because it feeds her soul, and she makes enough to meet her needs. She's not in debt. Under-earning is always a condition of deprivation, not just of money, but of time, of freedom, of choices, of joy, and always of self-esteem. So we have to ask ourselves something. Why is it are so many women under-earning? Why are so many of us settling for less than we deserve in all areas of our life? Now, it's true, in part, society is to blame. There is a glass ceiling. There is gender discrimination. There is an old boys network. And it's only been in the last 100 years we've even been allowed to work and keep our income. But that said, the real problem we are having with money is not out there. I am convinced. You know where it is, don't you? It's right in here.
That's Stanley. I love Stanley. And she writes primarily for females. And this is the book that I've got, which is Overcoming Under-Earning, a 5-step plan to a richer life by Stanley. There's another book that she did the foreword for, and that's Why Women Earn Less. So I've picked up both books because I'm basically interested in under-earning. Let me show you the list of books that I've recommended that I'm actually currently reading. Here's the actual books that I'm reading once I get it up on display. Here we go. That's better. So the 6 books that I'm currently reading over the next 12 weeks, and I have actually read most of these. So I'll start again from the top. Overcoming Underearning by Barbara Stanley. Why Women Earn Less by Mikelann, Valterra. This is a classic. Earn What You Deserve, and they do go hand in hand with those 3 books that I've recommended there. So those 3 actually go hand in hand together. They cover similar topics and will have similar areas. Then I came across another one, Wired for Wealth, and this was a really good book. I'm going to read this again. The same author of this book has written some academics level stuff on financial therapy. This book is £80. I wouldn't recommend buying this book to anyone there. It's quite heavy reading, and it's actually going into the underlying behaviors and stuff. And there was a final one, Inside Out Wealth. And this one is written by Michael Hall, and really good book. I will share more on this later on. So at the moment, today's broadcast is just quite simple, sharing some of the books that I'm doing, that I'm reading. Let me go back onto the next slide here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on to 7 signs you're an under-earner. There's a very good article on Forbes that I will just get it up ready. Here we go. On this article on Forbes, they've got a list of symptoms or traits that you might have. 7 traits. Financial chaos. Under-earners tend to go from one financial crisis to another, struggling to make ends meet. High earners live within their means, while under-earners are often drowning in debt. Vagueness about money. Under-earners usually have no idea how much money they have, earn or need. They operate by wishful thinking instead of strategizing and negotiating. This one, really important. Underestimates worth. Devalues themselves, gives away their time, knowledge, skills. Anti-money attitude. Under-earners are ambivalent or downright negative about money or people who have it. This is a very dangerous one, and this is why they say that you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you've got people who've got a negative attitude towards money, if they dislike the wealthy or they take great pride in living on a shoestring, then there's a possibility that there could be an under-earner. Self-saboteurs, wow, a big one. Codependence and craves comfort. Within the book, there's another article here. It goes on some of the issues. I'll bring this up into just read again. Let's get rid of some of that advertising so you can actually see what's on screen. The symptoms of an under-earner. This actually comes in the book. Time indifference, importance and stuff, often not using time effectively to further your own vision and goals. Idea deflection, compulsively rejecting ideas that could expand your lives or careers and increase profitability. Compulsive need to prove, even though you've demonstrated competence at your job biz. This is a weird one, because a lot of people, the conversations I have, if you've got past the interview and you've been given the job, they already assume that you're competent. So you don't have to constantly prove yourself. You just need to get on with doing the job. Clinging to useless possessions. I'm laughing at this one. Holding on to possessions that no longer serve your needs. Sharon in the group is currently doing a minimalism challenge. And we've talked about to allow space for new things to come in. If you're constantly holding on to this stuff that you've already got, you're not creating space for new stuff to come in, and that again comes through to scarcity mentality. Exhaustion, habitually overworking, becoming exhausted, then underworking or ceases to work completely. You know what, we seem to be in this hustle and grind mentality at the moment, where a lot of people are saying you've got to work all the time, and if you're not working, you're falling behind. But by observation, some of those same people who are overworking end up burnt out for 3-6 months, and then they have to take time off. So they work themselves to the bone, and then they take time off, which it doesn't make sense to me. Let's see, giving away our time, compulsively volunteering for various causes, or giving away your services free of charge without any clear benefit. Yeah, I do that. Undervaluing and underpricing, undervaluing your abilities and services, and fearing to ask for increased compensation for what the market will bear. Isolation, choosing to work alone when it might serve you better to have co-workers, associates or employees. Yep, massive tick for me on that one. Work too long by myself rather than actually building a team, and that's what my focus is over the next 7 years. I work on a longer time span, and I've realized I've spent too much time trying to keep costs down and doing things by myself rather than getting the right people in to do the job. Physical ailments, sometimes out of fear of being larger or exposed. We're in a society where you get trolling and criticism, and a lot of the time people won't do things because they don't want to handle the negative feedback or criticism. But most of the time people who criticize, it's their problem, and they're just trying to push it, projecting it onto you. Misplaced guilt or shame, feeling unease when asking for what you need or owed. Yeah, I do that. I don't chase up debts. I need to do that more. Bad one, number 11, not following up on opportunities, leads or jobs that could prove profitable. You begin many projects and tasks, but often do not complete them. I've got into the habit of starting to complete stuff. This is why I do the 12-week challenge. Sticking with something for 12 weeks is not easy. Following up on opportunities, that's another one that's important. Stability, boredom. I've seen this so many times. Creating unnecessary conflict with co-workers, supervisors and clients which generate problems that result in financial distress. So another article here, you can just type in symptoms of under-earning and it will pop up. I'm on week 1 of my 12-week challenge. I've put the wish list on the YouTube and the Facebook page. I've shared with you the list of books that I'm reading. I've not included Rich Dad, Poor Dad in here or Secrets of the Millionaire Mind because they are slightly different to under-earning, and I'm focusing particularly on under-earning and having a look at those symptoms. If you've got any comments, post them on YouTube, post them on Facebook. I'll have a look. I'll see how I'm going to do more of the sharing on this stuff as I work my way through. As I've recommended, here's the 6 books that I recommend in the list. Hopefully I'll work through my own issues and get to the level I want to get to. And if you want to take part, if you want to share some of your own lessons or learnings, you're welcome to send me a message or send one on WhatsApp. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I've shared what I'm actually reading and studying, and hopefully